Hello everyone, this is Syd here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be drawing some of my OCs from my stories, so without further ado, let's get started. This video is dedicated to Rhi because Rhi was actually the one who inspired me to draw all of my OCs. Rhi loves to draw fan art of my OCs, and since I didn't really have anything for her to draw fan art of, I decided to make some. She has always been there to support me and encourage me, especially because I feel worse about drawing my OCs than other artists because I'm just so upset with the cringe and crusty ones that I've drawn in the past. But Rhi has been so sweet to me all along this journey of mine and has constantly encouraged me to have the strength and the spirit to redraw my OCs. So I cannot thank her enough for this, and it truly does mean a lot to me. A few things to keep in mind are that my story is set in a fantasy universe, so it takes place in like medieval times. It does not take place in like modern day times or contemporary. My story has 7 arcs actually. I didn't realize that until making this video, but it does have 7 arcs. Each arc is shorter. It's not as long as like Wings of Fire or Warrior Cats where they have like 5 and 6 books per arc. It has like 3 per arc, but some of them are a bit longer. So all of these OCs are OCs from the first arc of my story, and I will be showing them to you in the order that makes the most sense, so not necessarily the order that I drew them in, but I drew them all within like 3 days, so it shouldn't really matter. The first OC that I'm going to show you is Destiny, and another thing to keep in mind is that my story takes place like during a war. So basically there is a clear good side and bad side. It's a good versus evil setup, and Destiny is on the good side of the battle, and she is a princess of her kingdom, the princess of her kingdom because she doesn't have any siblings. But the thing is, the royalty of each kingdom is descended from gods and goddesses, so Destiny has goddess power running through her veins, but she doesn't realize this until the war breaks out and it is necessary for her to fight because it's been kept a secret from her for all of her life. And because of this, when she loses her mother, who would have been her mentor in how to use her powers, she doesn't know how to use her powers, so that creates a huge conflict about like, well, am I truly worthy of leading my people because I don't have the powers and I will not be able to save them. The whole entire time she's dreading that she'll never awaken her powers and she'll never be able to save her people. But in the end, she does find a way, even if it's not a way that was expected, so that's pretty good. In terms of personality, Destiny started off a lot like me because I will admit she was a self-insert OC at first, but she started to become her own person as my story went along, and she developed into her own unique character. And in a way, she's a lot like me, but like how I wish I was. She is very antisocial. She's not shy by any means, but she just doesn't prefer talking to people. She spends a lot of time alone, and she prefers to hang out around like animals. And she's very adventurous. She often gets into mischief and like sneaks away, snooping around in places that she's not supposed to be, which is how she found out about some murders that led to the war. And she is actually very, very brave and courageous. And she is a very good, strong leader of her people. The next character that I drew was Ash, and Ash is my villain. Now, Ash has a similar story to Destiny because Ash is actually Destiny's cousin. He's not like her actual cousin, but he's like some sort of cousin related to her. That's what their relationship would sort of be like. Because, you know, Destiny is from the current timeline, but Ash is actually from like the past. Like 5,000 years in the past, he was teleported into the present timeline using a time crystal. Because I did indeed decide to add time travel to my story, because I did decide that it would be easier than having characters just be frozen in ice for 1,000 years. So yes, I decided to add time travel. That's how he got to the present day. And what happened was Ash really liked this girl. That sounds kind of cliche, but yes, Ash had a girlfriend, and when people learned that Ash had come to the present day and that he was like a spawn of darkness, they set out to assassinate him. They were trying to kill him, but they accidentally killed his girlfriend instead. And so even though he would not have actually done anything evil, he became obsessed with avenging his girlfriend, and that's what caused him to go evil. So that is Ash. Ash has a very sad backstory and past. He didn't really have any family because his mother and father both died when he was very young. He was raised out in the wild by wolves. He met his girlfriend and his girlfriend's brother, who would be his best friend, but both of them inevitably got taken away from him. But speaking of his best friend, his girlfriend's brother, we have Chro, which is actually short for Chronix, but that doesn't really matter because everyone calls him Chro, because that's what Destiny calls him, and Destiny is Chro's girlfriend. So Chro mainly existed as Destiny's boyfriend, but as he developed as a character, he became very important because he had ties to Ash, who was of course the villain. So he could be like this devil's advocate character who could be like on the good side and the bad side. He was like an anti-hero. You never really knew like whose side he was on, which added lots of suspense to the story. And everyone was constantly thinking like, well, he's from the enemy side. Is he going to betray us? And well, the only way you would know is if you read the story and found out. So that was pretty intense. And I love Chro's personality. I actually like Chro even more than Destiny, which is kind of sad because Destiny is of course the main protagonist. I like Chro so much that when I do rewrite my story, I'm going to make Chro a secondary protagonist or a dual protagonist and give him his own point of view alongside Destiny. Because honestly, I feel like his point of view would be even better than Destiny's because of how much details and stuff I could add about him being on both sides of the war at the same time. But where Destiny is very like antisocial and introverted, Chro is like the opposite. So both of their characters juxtapose and foil each other almost perfectly. Chro is very like friendly and kind to everyone, and he's very much like a jock, I guess. He's very like strong and athletic and like competitive. He's always like trying to compete with people, and he's very good at like fighting and stuff. And he's very funny too. He knows how to like socialize, very like charismatic. He's a very good person, but he kind of changes over the course of the story. Chro gets his own arc in Arc 2, where he has to become the king of his people after Destiny, who was the queen, dies. So Chro experiences a huge change in his character because, well, he was really happy with Destiny at first, and then when Destiny passed away, he became very sad and depressed. And honestly, I find myself now more relatable to Chro than to Destiny because I feel like Chro experiences a lot of the same things that I experienced at the time of me writing his story. So he was sad for a very, very long time as he was struggling to navigate life without Destiny and how to lead his people and all of that. But after he got through that, he found someone who was able to take all of the shadows away and show him the light again and become happy again. And that character will not be featured here, but she will be in Arc 2 and in my Arc 2 video. So you can watch out for that one, and she will be in that one. But yeah. The next character and the last character for this video is Leonnah, and Leonnah is Destiny and Chro's daughter, and you might be thinking like, well, Leonnah does not look anything like Destiny or anything like Chro. That's because she's not actually their daughter, as in like she's not blood related to them. She is their adopted daughter. So when Destiny and Chro fight in the first battle, Leonnah loses her parents, and she also gets hurt very, very badly. So since Destiny has the ability to heal people, then when Destiny visits Leonnah in the hospital, she's like, "Where are your parents?" And then she's like, "They died." And she's like, "Oh." And Destiny promises Leonnah that she will take care of her. So Destiny takes care of her, and since Chro is Destiny's boyfriend, he also steps in and takes care of her. And even after Destiny passes away and Leonnah loses her mother figure for a second time, Chro remains a constant father figure to Leonnah and is always there to encourage her and support her in her life, which is very, very sweet. Leonnah is introverted like Destiny is, but she's not as antisocial. She's just like very, very shy. She's very like quiet and timid, especially after Destiny passes away, because that's a huge loss to her and she almost can't bear to take it. So yeah. And Leonnah plays not a very big role in the first arc, but she plays a bigger role in the second arc, where Chro is trying to find happiness again after losing Destiny, and in the third arc, where she's actually the protagonist. So I will talk about her more during those. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and didn't mind listening to me ranting about this random stuff. And if you did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really do appreciate it. It helps to boost my content into the algorithm so that more people like you can see it, and it also helps to encourage me and support me on my artistic journey. It also helps you because you can stay tuned and get notified whenever I post new videos, which is actually very, very frequently. I post shorts almost every day, and I post long-form videos multiple times throughout the week, so I can promise you that you will never be bored. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day and great rest of your summer, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!